Hey, Billy.
What's up, Andrew?
I have so much shit to talk about, man.
Brother, we have so much shit to talk about.
You know what? Let's make a fucking podcast.
But what are we going to call it?
How about so much shit to talk about?
I love it.
I love us.
Got so much shit to talk about. Got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk about.
Yep, we're on.
And we have some shit to talk about.
Yeah, bad shit.
First things first. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
It is good to see you.
It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. Happy Devil's Night, as we say in my household.
Yeah, I mean, hail Satan. You know, Satan's pretty cool. Did you know
Hail us
the views for Satanism? Like the Satan, like if you were a Satanist.
Like a traditional LaVeyan Satanist?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that there is no God and there is no devil, but the devil represents the opposite of Christian views, and everyone is their own God and should worship themselves. Something like that.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Oh, I don't either. Absolutely not.
I'm gonna.
I think there was just a lot of controversy in the early days of Satanism, from what I'm to understand, back in the 60s and the early 70s. There was a lot of speculation around like child sacrifice.
Which is more a cult, not
Correct. Which
Satanism.
But there were black masses conducted by satanic priests, and there were gatherings. There was actually a movie that came out in the late 60s, came out in 69 at that took place at one of the black masses where the founder of Satanism, Anton LaVey, he allowed them to tape like the full ceremony. I started watching some of it, but I don't know. I felt like I had better things I could watch.
Probably.
But
Probably
it was like
still do.
it was free on YouTube, so it'd be a fun watch for somebody who's curious about it. I will say this: I found out that my last name, Stanton, is where the name Anton came from, because his birth name was Howard Stanton LaVey, and he dropped Howard altogether and dropped the ST off of Stanton and just became Anton LaVey. I was like, cool.
Close.
So, yeah.
I can't find what I wanted to read about, but.
So you had a
mimics,
nice picture from your wedding there as your
yeah,
background.
Yeah, that was one of my groomsmen's wives took that picture.
Oh, yeah.
Skylar's wife, Chelsea. But, yeah, Satanism isn't, like, as nefarious as everyone wants you to believe it to be, really.
I agree.
Like, it's more, especially, like, I think now, it's more just, like, community and, you know, really, there are a lot of similarities between that and the Christian or Judeo-Christian beliefs of, like, do unto others what you want done to yourself.
Correct.
But fucking Kevin Spacey.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Before we get into that, because just finding that out, it's actually kind of ruined my night. Can we do something a little fun and lighthearted that won't take long?
Yeah, but by the way, he didn't know about Kevin Spacey
No.
until I came over.
No, this fucking bombshell was dropped on me by this man. He broke the news to me. Well, technically, I guessed it, but after some heavy implication was thrown my way as to what it could be. So, just for fun, before we get into this deep, heavy, dark, awful subject that is atrocious, let's find out what our rap names would be.
All right. And then we can find out what a rap group would be.
Well, Andrew told me that Post Malone got his name from a rap generator. And as we all know, Childish Gambino got his name from a rap generator. So I'm saying rap generators tend to spawn some actual good rappers. So maybe maybe we're about to explode onto the hip hop scene.
We're on a myrapname.com, I believe. Is that just what it is?
Yeah, myrapname.com.
You just plug your name in it, your
Yeah.
first name, and then your last
first
name.
name and your last initial. Okay, and suggest male rap name. All right, well, my rap name now, people, will forever be known as Young Billy Flavor Daddy.
Young Billy Flavor Daddy.
And that's going to be, of course, YBFD. Yeah. YBFD.
See, I like YBFD.
Young Billy Flavor Daddy.
Not so young, though.
Well, neither is Young Jeezy anymore, you know. He kind of fucked himself there. Lil Wayne grew, but, you know, he
is
still
not the
will.
best rapper
He's still
alive
will.
anymore. He
Who?
doesn't say that, Lil Wayne. He doesn't say that anymore.
Oh, well, he can't. I mean,
He shouldn't have said it in the
he
first
shouldn't
place.
have in the first place, but the competition was there were less people around back then.
You still had
Rap is
phenomenal
overflooded,
rappers,
and
so.
you know, there's got to be a gajillion amazing rappers that I haven't heard yet. But
like,
the
I wanna
market's
know-
so flooded, I can't.
I want to know who he
focus.
thought he was better than. Like, he really thought he was better than everyone. Busta Rhymes, Eminem.
Yeah, see, I mean, Method Man. I mean,
Ghostface.
yeah.
Just the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There you go. And you know what? We'll throw Redman in there just for fun, because, yeah. No, Lil Wayne was neat, and he.
I listened to him. I liked some of his
Oh,
stuff,
me too.
you know.
Me too. Of course. You know, we were all on that back then, and it was fun, and it was the right sound for the time. But
Fireman.
it wasn't gonna last because he was just kind of a gimmick, you know. Dude had some bars though. Oh my gosh, I
Yes.
still remember No Ceilings. We basically used to just listen to that before we hit the club.
I will never be called a Andy Money.
Hey, Andy Money.
Can I request again? Can we change that?
You
And
can.
nope, nothing with Andy. Not Andy Doggy. Nope, not slow Andy H. Hill.
Don't unclick use nickname, because Andy is the nickname for Andrew.
No, Drew is the nickname for Andrew.
Andy
is a bastard.
Yeah. Here we go. Boom. There you go. Puff Al.
That's
Yes.
it.
All right. Young
Puff
Billy,
Al.
Young Billy Flavor Daddy and Puff Al
Coming at you.
present So Much Shit to Talk About, the mixtape. Coming at you in 6 years.
Wickety, wickety, wicky. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Damn.
If we start writing now, we could maybe do one song a year. We'll have an EP ready in half a decade.
Fuck yeah, we will.
Guys, I'm drinking Royal Crown Cola because sometimes you're thirsty and on a budget. So RC for the guy who's thirsty and on a budget.
And I just finished my Mountain Lightning with grenadine. And now I'm drinking my unsweetened black tea.
I love unsweetened back.
Unsweetened black tea.
Yeah, that stuff. It's good shit, especially Pure Leaf.
I didn't want to say the brand since we are not sponsored.
We are not.
Even though we just mentioned soda names.
Yeah,
But I didn't
go
want to say the
RC.
tea.
Hey, I'll take a sponsorship from RC.
I would too.
Hey, that'd be real, man. All right.
Fucking Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, god damn it. I guess we have to go there, don't we?
So we talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
About how the shit hill is gonna shit rabble down.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And we're riding the shit wave now
Yeah.
of all this pedophilia
Mhm.
and sexual assault
Yeah.
and harassment, but
Yeah.
assault's more serious. You know?
Hollywood.
It is a shit hill.
Oh my god. Apparently Hollywood is just It's exactly all the ugly things it's all the ugly rumors that you would hear. It's true.
Yeah, yeah. And Seth MacFarlane can pretty much say whatever he wants because he's a comedian. So they're going to be like, oh, yeah, he's joking. Let's all awkwardly laugh at that. But then we look at him and he's like not smiling. We're like, oh, yeah, that's Seth. He's funny. But no, that shit's real. Like at the Oscars with Harvey Weinstein. He said that, you don't have to worry about sleeping with him anymore or whatever.
Yeah, he said you don't have to worry about having to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. And like everyone laughed and it was awkward. And
yeah, he didn't crack a smile.
In Family Guy, fucking Stewie runs naked through a mall screaming, I just escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement.
Oh,
yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, I wonder who else he fucked.
Right.
Because it's not about Kevin Spacey being gay. No one should care about anyone being gay, okay?
No.
Homosexuality's been around for centuries. It's not going to go away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change my view on anyone whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
nothing. Same with trans people. Like
nothing at all wrong with any of that.
That's been around for fucking ever. It's nothing new. It's just hard for people to think that that's a social norm, or it should be. Whatever. He is a sexual predator.
Yes, that's the issue. It doesn't matter.
Just like Harvey.
Yes. Yeah. No, the gay part has absolutely nothing to do with it. If this were a 14-year-old actress, it'd be the same story. Except now, it just means he's gay and prefers men.
But thank you to Anthony Rapp for coming out about this.
So the children he assaults are male.
Who knows? There could be females, too.
Could be.
I'm sure we'll find out.
The point being, there could be more kids. Because that's what he was.
Yeah, you're a kid. I'm 14. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, I was prepared.
He was 26 at the time.
I was prepared for more stories like this. And there's going to be more. But man, Kevin Spacey, that one really hits hard because, let's just say it, man, he's the one of our generation. He's the man. He's the actor of our time, in my opinion. I place him above Tom Hanks.
Nah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Shut your cocksucker.
No,
and that's
sir.
Not a gay bash.
No,
either,
sir. No.
Billy just sucks cock. So
yeah.
He doesn't swallow though, so he's not gay.
I could be paid enough money to swallow though.
Yeah, a 20's a 20.
Exactly.
Tom Hanks, no.
Oh, I love Tom Hanks. Don't get me wrong.
Well, we talked about him.
He's not the greatest of our time, though. I like De Niro better than Tom Hanks.
Can you say Tom Hanks is in our time?
Well, yeah, because we grew up watching his movies.
So you're at the cover every single person. You're gonna say that Kevin Spacey is better than Steven Seagal?
Well, now, sir, I don't appreciate having words placed into my mouth because no one would ever make such a wild claim like that.
Good, because I was getting ready to leave. I have
limits, man. I have limits to my insanity. Steven Seagal, all hail, is obviously the fucking best. Wow. Steve. Boy, we could get back on that subject.
But we won't.
We don't have to, but
we could.
What a mess of a person.
Shit.
I just implore you people, go to YouTube and type in Steven Seagal lies. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, this guy he's on the record with some really out there shit, pardon me. Not for shit, but for burping. You do it too. It slips out. Let's not pretend anything's wrong here. We must carry on. There you go. See? Good job, Andrew. Back me up there.
I got you.
Does stink, though.
Both of them probably do, yeah.
Well, Kevin Spacey, man. Lester Berman, American Beauty. Think about it.
Look, I'm not.
He won an
denying
Oscar for that.
He is an A-list actor.
Hey, think about it. He won an Oscar. The movie that won him the Oscar. So everybody's saying, he was the best in that. He's a pedophile in that. He's a guy thinking about wanting to and then acting upon fucking his teenage daughter's friend.
So it's just...
Think about that. He played that to a T. Why?
When was
Because
that
he's really good at playing that because it's easy
him.
for him.
Yeah,
it's
like, not playing. He's not acting.
Oh, well, I have these desires, so I'm really going to sell this. American Beauty. Fucking great movie, man. Wonderful movie. And his performance in that was fucking
99.
brilliant. Brilliant.
So this would have been after Anthony Rapp. Oh, well. Did Kevin Spacey's creepy American Beauty Oscar speech in 2000 hint allegations of sexual abuse? I don't know. I don't know what he said. But people already thought about it, too.
Well, let me talk a little bit while you find out something there. Because that would be cool. Because, So, in case you haven't seen the movie American Beauty, I'll just catch you up real quick. He plays a suburban guy in a shit marriage with a job where he's underappreciated, and he ends up bribing his company, starts working at a fast food restaurant, starts smoking pot, his wife starts having an affair, and all the while one of the main focuses of the storyline is his attraction to this young female who I think is supposed to be about 14 or 15, and how bad he wants to fuck her. And while that's kind of a weird piece of storyline, the movie itself, I mean, it's so well acted, and it's just so well directed. I don't know. It's just a wonderful piece of cinema, and won him the Oscar, well deserved too, I might say. And it's kind of odd though to find out.
So his speech, I don't know if this is the whole thing. I haven't had time to read absolutely all of it, but it says Spacey said during his speech, "To my friends for pointing out my worst qualities, I know you do it because you love me, and that's why I loved playing Lester." Lester is the main character.
Lester Berman.
Yes. American Beauty. But he said, that's why I love playing Lester, because we got to see all of his worst qualities and we still grew to love him. This movie to me is all about how any single act from any single person put out of context is damnable, but the joy of this movie is that it is real beauty. We found real beauty in this extraordinary script by Sam Mendes and Alan Ball. It feels like he wrote it though, doesn't it? I don't know who he would be. But then he added, "I am very proud to be an actor, and I have tried very hard to protect my work, and I am stunned and a bit speechless." So he talks at the start about his friends pointing out his worst qualities.
Well, and
that
he's probably
he's
stunned.
projecting them onto Lester.
It is harder to win an Oscar if you're playing a kind of like a sleazeball character.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was one of those movies where you kind of struggle with it, with liking the guy because of like some of the things that's going on. Wow. Yeah. I'm telling you what, man. I have no problem believing that Kevin Spacey's gay because he's so good at playing sophisticated, gentle, like just, classy, smart, articulate, very sharp. Does everything with style, with grace, with class.
His vernacular is amazing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's God dang it, man. That's a tough one for me. I hate that. He's a very important actor to me. So bums me out for real.
I'm trying to see if Mina Suvari has said anything.
Oh, yeah.
But she hasn't.
Well, the girl that played his daughter would be a good one to look for too. That would be Thora Birch, because he probably, yeah, there you go. See if Thora Birch has said anything about if anything went down on set.
Just 5 days ago, no one said anything yet. I guarantee they do, though.
Yeah, something's bound to come out still. I don't know. There's going to be further development. We're going to find out some more people. I'm already predicting John Travolta, because there's a lot of old stories about him that never got, like, the attention you would think they would.
Well, like, people were saying they wondered how true it was because Family Guy had Tom Cruise in there, too. And it pans to a scene where Tom Cruise is home on the couch with his wife and a kid, and then all of a sudden her ankle bracelet snaps off, and she's like, "I'm free!" and she runs away. And like the thing is too is he's a Scientologist, and they do that to people who want to leave. They either take and hold the kid hostage, or they take and they hold the wife hostage, or you yourself hostage. Like, that shit's crazy. So there is still truth to that.
She's contractually not allowed to talk about her marriage with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. So that I don't think is necessarily against him.
Tom Cruise,
he does support it because he's a Scientologist.
Tom Cruise has it in his contract that anyone he deems to be a suppressive person is not allowed around him and is not allowed to be part of the production. And if during production he finds someone to become suppressive, then he can fire them. And I'm pretty sure that includes the director. Maybe I'm wrong about that part. But also, he controls who is around him. Like, just people are not just allowed around him at all. He's got a very specific crew of people that he keeps himself close to, and no one else.
Yeah, I would not be surprised with like John Travolta either, like you were saying.
Yeah. And another Scientologist.
Yeah, I know. That's what maybe you'd like bring onto that.
Leah Remini.
It makes me want to watch every episode of Family Guy and South Park, because like they have that kind of gray area where they can say whatever they want because people will discredit it as a joke or an awkward funny thing, but it's got a lot of validity, and especially now we're seeing that. Sure. They're like, well, we didn't say this because we don't want to make an accusation because it hasn't happened to us, but we'll fucking talk about this shit.
Right. Leah Remini's been making a huge effort to expose Scientology for what it is. She's got that show on TV, and I don't know, she's done the podcast circuits, and she's interviews on mainstream news and everything like that. So anyway, she's bringing a lot of attention to Scientology that they don't like and that they don't want. And one of the things she said was that Tom Cruise and John Travolta both have such a high status in the Church of Scientology that if either of them were to kill someone, there's people to clean it up, and they're not allowed to ask questions.
Oh, yeah. They paid so much fucking money.
Yeah.
And they think that didn't John Travolta leave the church, though?
No.
Or didn't he try?
Oh, no.
I thought he left.
Not that I know of.
There's a really good documentary on guess what? Guess what it's on?
Scientology.
It's on Scientology. It's about Scientology.
Going Clear?
But guess what it's on? Guess which streaming function it's on?
Newt Flukes?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
How did I guess?
Yes.
It's on Newt Flukes.
Yes. And it's really fucking good. But, I mean, I've watched a bunch of them anyways. I'm surprised that Netflix would have it on there, though.
Why so?
Being a large corporation. I mean, Scientology has a lot of money and a lot of pull.
Yeah, but probably not as much as they think. Honestly, probably not as much.
I don't know. I mean, they're tax exempt, so.
Well, yeah, but that's because they're a religion.
Are they?
Well, not in my opinion. In my opinion, it's as cult as it fucking gets. But There are people who disagree. I don't know any personally, but
there says Leah Remius, a Scientologist, would let John Travolta get away with murder.
Yep. That's crazy. Maybe he did.
I thought I heard something about
His son died.
Yes, I do know about that.
And his son,
which I don't think would make him leave Scientology, though. You know,
his son was mentally disabled. He looked just like him. It was weird. Oh my
gosh, I know.
It was weird.
Well, no shit, Tom Cruise isn't a good person. I could tell you that by watching his movies. And he's an actor in those.
Yeah, or just from watching him in an interview. He's just so fucking weird, man.
He is.
Just a neat guy. And he really, really likes to control the narrative. If you ever want to crack up, just go back for fun and watch that weird, awkward Matt Lauer interview where he, like, goes off on him. Matt Lauer and Tom Cruise. Yeah, it got, like, crazy weird. It got strange, man. What you looking at there?
List of Scientologists.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch. Look, Hyde and Donna.
What?
Hyde and Donna, yeah.
I did not know that they were Scientologists.
Yeah, both of them.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah,
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, I know there's a bunch. But yeah, that's who Danny Masterson is. That's Hyde. Who else do you got there?
Who's that? I know Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, yeah. You know him, too. He plays... well, did you see Chips?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there you go. He's the Latina. Kelly Preston. Michael Ribisi. Ethan Suplee. John Travolta.
Greta Van Susteren.
Greta Van Susteren. Who else do we got? Edgar Winter. Really? From the Edgar Winter group. Well, how do you like that, people?
He looks
You
like
know
it,
what
though.
cracks me up? L. Ron Hubbard is the most published. Yeah, he's the most published sci-fi author of all time. Actually, I think he's the most published author of all time. If I'm not mistaken, he's written more stories than anyone.
I knew he was sci-fi.
And that's weird. That, you know, people who are of notable success, and who are some great credible actors, can believe
that's so
something
wild,
set
though.
up by, you know.
If this is in order, this is crazy because R.L. Stein is still writing books.
Oh, yeah. R.L. Stein and Stephen King, man. Both of them.
But I would think that R.L. Stein has more books than Stephen King.
I don't know. Ooh, I really don't know. I think there's...
I don't think this is in order.
I don't know. Just, boom.
Guinness Book
of World Records. That's where you got to go for that. Let's find out, guys. If L. Ron Hubbard is... Yeah. Wow. So he published 1,084
books.
Or novels. Novellas.
Books, comics, maybe. Maybe articles and papers, too.
Who knows?
Would those be considered?
Anyway, most of it was...
Because it just
science fiction. And
it just says work.
Yeah. What's weird, though, is that he's given so much credibility for this system. And, I mean...
This has to be in order, then.
From what I've seen, it costs a great deal of money to be a Scientologist.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
So it's like, fucking duh. I mean, right? It's pretty obvious that something's not right there. How do people get sucked into that, man? I can't comprehend getting sucked into that because I'm not a sucker.
I know. It's like,
you can't suck me
like
into something stupid.
They wouldn't try to get us anyways because they know that we don't have the money that they need.
Well, exactly.
But
yeah, we're not.
If I had that money, they can fuck right off. How did Hyde get sucked into it? They had to have gotten him when he was young.
I would think so.
They get you while you're young and naive, and you want a sense of family, and you want a sense of social equality, or maybe even superiority, and they treat you like a star because you are.
Well, and people in Hollywood usually come from a background where they didn't belong because they were theater geeks. You know, a lot of them. Now, some of them, I'm sure, were beautiful back in high school and were popular. But I do know a lot of them say they were rejects in high school. They were just theater nerds. So, I mean, you got a lot of young people who have been rejected, and they're very vulnerable now. And if they're on the scene, you know, if they've broke through and they're hanging with other actors and producers and other people in the industry, absolutely. They're easy prey.
Yeah.
And they still probably feel like that young, naive kid from Nebraska.
Fucking Cornhuskers.
Right? Oh, man. God damn.
So on a different note,
Yeah.
What they think is the first ever recorded interstellar object passed through our solar system on the 13th of October. And I had known that something was going to pass
Friday the
us.
13th.
Yeah.
Fun.
It came within like 60 times the distance of the moon. That's how close it was to us, which is actually pretty close considering fucking space.
Right.
But I don't know.
Infinite.
I read about how NASA knew it was coming, and they knew we weren't going to get hit by it, but they thought it was just going to be an asteroid or something. But what they found out is that it was fucking going like way faster than they thought it was going to. And with the trajectory and how it, because it came down and it looped and then fucking shot out.
Yeah.
They got every telescope they could on the world, the planet, and in space. So they worked with everyone to shoot that with all telescopes and find out as much information as they can about it, because we're never going to see it again in our lifetime.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
But do they know what it is?
No.
Wow.
Some kind of rock, I think. I'm
But not a meteor?
It's completely different. They don't know what to classify it as because it's the first of its kind.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
A first of its kind interstellar experience. I like it. So Tom DeLonge was on the podcast, making the podcast rounds recently. You know who Tom DeLonge is?
No. Well, I might.
Ex-lead singer of Blink-182.
Okay. I know Blink-182.
Okay. He's the one that left the band and is pursuing studies of intergalactic and UFO, and he considers himself to be in a circle of people now with high authority into extraterrestrial knowledge and insight. So
is he leaking that shit?
Not directly. There are some things he's leaked. He has a website. We should go to it just for fun. Go to thestars.com and let's see what he's all about there.
Which two?
Because here's the thing. Almost every other question, he would say, I can't talk about that. And to me, that's like a fucking cop-out. It's like, don't come on a podcast when there's, like, as soon as you get asked, like, a direct question, you can't talk about it. Yeah. So, I mean...
Okay, it's not that, too.
It was all very... I don't know. I don't know how credible I think he was. But, man, he seemed convinced. He's convinced himself of some shit, or... You know, or there's some shit that we just don't know.
Which is definitely true. So it's got a... Is it this one? I've tried every two. I don't know.
You just tried T.O.?
I did.
How very strange. How very strange. Well, anyway. What... Andrew?
What up?
Do you believe in aliens?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, definitely. To the Stars Media.
That's it. Yeah, that's probably it. Because that's what it is as a media company.
To the Stars.media. Profound possibilities. Learn more about the Academy. We are an independent entertainment company and publishing house that strives to provoke your curiosity and inspire and it just moved. Oh, come on, I don't need that shit. Appreciation of the profound possibilities in our universe. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not signing up for shit though.
They're public too. You can buy shares of this company right from the website.
But yeah, I definitely believe in the aliens. I love ancient aliens for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
But
do you believe they've been here?
I think we are aliens.
Do you believe in Atlantis?
I believe in Atlantis, but I don't think Atlantis is what like the fairy tales tell us it is. So if you go off the coast of Japan, you find these ginormous structures of massive stones that are, I think it's like 100 feet maybe below sea level now. So when you dive down in there, it is a city on itself. And as you know from like geological structures, they don't make right angles. And that's what these are. These are right angles. They're stacked. They are, I mean, you just go through it and it is. But it's like for large people, it looks like. And it's almost unfathomable how people made it. But, you know, thousands of years ago, that place wasn't underwater.
Kind of like the pyramids, right?
Yes. And Stonehenge. And every other fucking crazy rock formation that people have made. But I think that we ourselves are aliens. And we were brought here to the planet for whatever reason. Whether it was, well, we needed to inhabit another one, or we're trying to colonize this one with a different species, or we are just all an experiment, which is actually what I think it is. I think we are an experiment to see if their creation can live on its own without its help, because they all left. And all those pictographs and hieroglyphics about stuff happening with wars in the skies and all that stuff was our creators, which are probably like us, because even like people say we were created in God's image. Well, God being a creator would be the architect of our species. And I think that we got all the animals on our planet could be very well be from there, or they were already here. But
well,
I think we are aliens. Or at least we were definitely helped in some way.
Do you subscribe to the theory that basically the Big Bang Theory, that
Man, I don't know.
the universe was caused by basically an explosion?
I don't understand how the universe could be started at all, and I feel like that's a cop-out. Because nobody knows. So like, oh yeah, the Big Bang Theory. Well, this happened, and now it's just a rapid expanse that's never ending.
Right.
Well, what about the law where it says for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction? So this explosion happened, which is pushing us out over and over and over, but that's going to stop eventually. Or what did we blow up into? If we were the size of a fucking tennis ball, the whole universe,
right?
Why is there need to get bigger?
Well, I don't know if
what if we
that necessarily means there was a need to get bigger, but it would have been the natural thing.
But like how it's just I can't wrap my head around that. And there's still parts like we don't know the edge of the universe, obviously.
Right. Yeah. No, we're not supposed to, I don't think. I think that's above our pay grade, so they say.
That's crazy.
You know?
But then again, even when you look at it, like all the bacteria on you that you can't see, the mites that live in your eyebrows and come out at night to literally have sex, and then they go back into your pores and go back to sleep and sleep in the oils.
Did you hear that?
Everyone has them.
Everybody's got mites fucking on their eyebrows.
Bacteria and belly buttons is so different that they even found one person to have like some 200 different types of bacteria in their belly button to somebody having 12. And one person had a bacteria that they find in the deepest parts of the Marianas Trench around a volcanic, whatever it's called, not geyser, but like a volcanic shaft, and that's the only place I've ever found this bacteria. It's in somebody's fucking belly button.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That is. That's how far shit travels.
And I think they only subjected like 100 people or less.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. And
So
that
we
person
are
had never
a
been
universe. No, I mean you can't. You would die.
there. That's fucking cool.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just wild.
Yeah.
Because how often do you wash your belly button, anyways? You know, you don't like unless you're an outie. But I'm an innie.
I'm an innie.
And I don't get in there.
Oh, you don't?
I don't get in there.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it.
They said even if you do, you're not getting rid of it. Like,
Oh yeah, probably not.
we are in our own ecosystem for all of these little itty bitty bacteria, and it's just.
If I'm
it's just
guilty of
mind-boggling.
anything, it's probably the ears. I don't enjoy getting water in my ears, so I probably neglect them more than anything. But I Q-tip them. So,
Which is bad.
oh, well, don't rock my world here, is it?
Yeah, because you really push wax back into your ear canal.
Yeah.
Your earwax is supposed to just come out naturally, but when you use a Q-tip or a finger or anything, you push it back in, even though you're getting stuff out. And if you use some things, it could scrape your ear canal and damage your hearing. And
Wow.
obviously, if you get in too deep, you're gonna, just shove it right through your eardrum.
Oh yeah.
But who needs eardrums?
Who? Not me. My ears, I ain't using it. I ain't using it. Man. So,
Fuck yeah, aliens are real, man.
I think it's very, very possible. Honestly, we don't know how big our universe is. We have no idea. We have no fucking clue. We can't even make up our minds on Pluto. It's a planet. No, it's not a planet. Okay, it's a planet again. Fuck, no, we were wrong. It's not a planet. Guys, Pluto's not a planet. I asked my son, just for fun, I was like, hey, how many planets did they tell you were in the solar system? And he goes, 8. And I was like, see? I was like, kid, I promise you, when I grew up, there were 9 planets. I said, let me ask you, have you ever heard of Pluto? He goes, no. And I said, Pluto was a planet when I was growing up.
Yeah,
That's
it still is a planet in my heart.
That's, yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of fucked that. But I love him. But
He's a brilliant man, but
He is.
I don't know if I love him.
oh, I do.
I don't know, because I feel like he has a specific agenda. And
They all do.
I can't.
I love
get behind
Elon
it.
Musk, and he obviously has an agenda too. But
What do you think about global warming?
me, honestly, I'm pretty torn on it because I've listened to arguments for both, and I will say this. I think I lean more towards global warming is a thing, but I also believe that the Earth has probably always gone in cycles like this, so it's just a name that we've given something that naturally occurs.
I think it is. You're 100% correct. Yes.
Okay.
The Earth. We are still technically in an ice age. The Earth doesn't usually have this much ice on it. There was one time where the ice age actually was so bad that the whole Earth was an ice ball.
Right.
And it goes through heating and cooling periods. We are in a climate change. I do think that we have maybe sped up the temperature change. There's also something where the actual North and South Pole change, and it's pretty wild how that happens, or even why the fuck it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually flip flop. So like right now, yes, the Earth is getting warmer, but that always happens, and then it'll be warm for a while, and then it fucking gets cold, and they go through another ice age. I think that they're pushing it so much because it takes your mind off of other things, maybe social issues
Mm-hmm.
that are going on. But I do believe the powers that be really want you to be blind towards what's actually happening. So, like Titanoboa, they found this snake that's like 52 or 58 feet long, and the only way it would happen is if the Earth was warmer. and it was alive thousands of years ago. And they know this. They've got a skeletal structure. They've got vertebrae like that are fucking as big as a dinner plate, which is huge for a snake.
Wow.
And they have these huge turtles that are bigger than a dinner table, and like all these leaves that are just have so much surface area to help cool themselves. It's wild. And all this stuff happened when the Earth was like 6 degrees hotter than it usually is now that we're used to. But they're telling you that if it changes by 2 degrees, everyone's going to die. No. There are species that won't be able to live. That's true. That's just what
We're
fucking
talking
happens.
6 degrees, though. Wow.
An average of 6 degrees, I'm pretty sure, is what it was.
I wonder why it would affect the size of things like that so much.
Things grow
They
bigger when
swell
it's
up.
hot.
Yeah, they swell up. And
there's more stuff readily available. Like when you
But
go through winter,
6
there's
degrees.
when you
That's
go through
crazy.
less. When you go through winter, there's less food available.
Right.
Well, when it's hot and rainforesty and shit, you got all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
Sloths used to be huge.
Really?
There used to be giant sloths.
Little tiny little guys now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Giant sloth size. They. Let's see, where is it? Well, those are the ones now. Giant ground sloth.
There we go.
Okay.
I like Sid the Sloth
they're
myself.
like as big as a fucking bear.
Holy shit. Yeah. Wow. Wow. We're talking big people.
Yeah, like 8-9
Way
feet
bigger than a
tall
man.
on all four.
Yeah.
And when they go up, it's crazy.
Yeah, and now it's a sloth is a relatively small thing, right?
Oh yeah, they're like maybe 14 pounds now. I mean,
They're like a possum.
they'd fit on this table
Wow.
easily. You could fit 4 on this table,
Wow.
probably.
Man, I like
Yeah.
the giant sloths, I gotta say.
Yeah. It's
Although that's
crazy.
one less thing the size of a bear we gotta worry about. So, maybe not.
Yeah.
Fuck the giant sloth. He can eat dick.
Titanoboa. I'll just look up some stuff to make sure I'm right.
Sure. You know what? It's probably no surprise to you people that we didn't watch Freaked. But
We did not.
But we don't want to let you down and actually do something we said we were going to do. So, no, we will do that soon. Mark my words.
So, 2009, the Surijon team, sorry, I probably butchered that, concluded in 2009 that Titanoboa had to have lived in a climate with a mean ambient temperature between 86 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what it had to have to be able to sustain that. There was about 50 feet long, over 50 feet is what the one they figured, and over 2,500 pounds. This is a fucking snake.
Wow.
A snake, okay? Substantially higher than the hottest average for today's tropical forests, which is 82 degrees. So, between 4 and 11 degrees hotter is what we're talking. And
Okay.
and I've heard multiple people, scientists,
Say the size of that snake again.
about 50 feet long.
Are you hearing that?
About 50 feet long.
Are you hearing
2,500 pounds. It would struggle. Actually, it's a snake. It wouldn't struggle. But it would fill up that whole fucking door. Just laying there.
That, people, you would shit your pants because of how helpless you are against something that big. There's nothing you can do about that without the use of heavy fucking guns. And I don't mean like, we're not talking... I'm looking at a concept of how big one of those would have been right now, and I'm telling you, there is no weapon available that a citizen can buy that a full magazine of would do anything to this.
And snakes can eat gators and crocodiles now. But then they were like a snack.
You could take a rhinoceros gun and shoot this thing 5 times with it, and it would not stop it.
They were fucking enormous.
Wow,
But
that's
everything
insane.
then was huge.
Yeah.
Think about a T-Rex.
Wow. Yeah.
Think about the prehistoric animals that were there that were
Absolutely.
just huge. And you know what? It was hot as fuck.
Yeah. Okay. That's true.
And now, like I said, I'm sure that we are contributing to maybe a faster climate change.
No doubt. Yeah.
But it is, I don't think it's nowhere near an extinction level event.
I don't know. It's just how much it's happened since my childhood. You know what I mean? How much the atmosphere in the state of Indiana has changed since I was a kid. I don't remember it at all like this. Not even a little bit.
I remember more snow.
I remember a lot more snow.
More snow, more ice, unfortunately.
I remember
Has happened more lately. I
really
guess.
bad winters, and I remember dry, hot summers. Not this muggy,
Humid, yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, it used to be that way. In the early 90s, those are the summers I clearly remember.
Mm-hmm.
Mid 90s, too. Late 90s, I think, is probably when it started to get slightly muggier in the summers. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta say, that's pretty fast, though. Because, I mean, we're talking less than 20 years.
But we don't really know how fast it's supposed to be. They have educated guesses,
Sure.
but like,
And I guess my guess would be uneducated, so
same.
what seems fast to
well,
me could be...
I wouldn't say that ours would be uneducated. They're just not as educated.
That's
Because
true.
the people that are coming up with these have PhDs, but you know what they also have? They have a bank account, and that bank account is fed by someone who wants them to push a certain agenda, especially with scientists
Absolutely.
and politicians.
Oh, yeah,
The
science is dirty,
scientists,
man. Science is dirty.
They get paid to
political.
do something. I mean, just look at the guy who tried to be the first one to carbon date the Earth, found out that leaded gasoline was bad for people, and it took him 30 fucking years to say, hey, okay, the government's like, okay, well, I guess we'll stop using leaded gasoline. They used leaded gasoline up until the mid-90s
Right.
still. And he found out that it was killing people. And they discredited him as a scientist because the oil companies paid a scientist to say there is nothing wrong with it. His stuff's all bullshit.
Wow.
And he fought a lot. Death threats. I'm sure his stuff was vandalized, like, over human lives.
Yeah.
Which, still today, like, really don't matter to people when money's involved.
No. Dirty shit. It's dirty shit.
So it's hard to find a scientist you can get behind.
All the things you suspect, but that seem too far-fetched, like maybe something out of a movie. I think movies are inspired by real experience more times than you think. And I think we just keep finding out that...
Especially Avatar.
Yeah. Especially Avatar. Like,
Fuck yeah, man.
tremendously Avatar-like stories, you know, that are coming out all the time now. You know, I found out my dad's blue. Yeah. Oh, yeah. His skin, just a suit. He's got a zipper and everything.
Man,
must have been a fool to not see it.
He must get sore.
That's why he was
shrinking
never
down
around. He
to
didn't.
that.
He didn't want me to. His zipper was pretty obvious. He didn't want me to see it. He's like, oh shit, he's gonna know I'm a blue guy under here. Yeah, it's just plugged into a machine somewhere in another realm. That's real life. No, how cool would that be though? If that's what we were.
Crazy.
Because then I have a theory for what death is, if that's what we are. Death is when we become unplugged.
Matrix?
Mm-hmm. And when we become unplugged, they plug us into a new one. And we start all over.
Man, I honestly wonder that about dreams too, though.
Unconsciousness is the most fascinating thing in the world to me.
Yes.
Nobody knows what the fuck unconsciousness really is. And that's crazy, because we know a lot of shit now. We've had a lot of smart people come along and
maybe too much
reveal some things for us, and it turns out a lot of the shit I learned growing up was still not solid information, because
Pluto.
Yeah. See, a lot of the science I learned has changed, and that's funny. It blows my mind. I'm like, oh shit, that's not what I was told.
I'm looking at Pluto right now. It just says it's a dwarf planet.
Yeah.
That's still a planet in my book.
Yeah.
A dwarf planet is a planet. It has planet in it.
I don't discriminate against dwarves.
Yeah, same.
Like, I'm
Tyrion
not
Lannister's my favorite, okay?
I'm not a fucking asshole. So,
April 2nd, 2017, Pluto has been officially reclassified as a planet.
yes, welcome back, Pluto.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Pluto.
Now,
suck
all
it,
those
NDT.
all those kids who didn't get to learn about Pluto for that certain amount of time now have to realize that.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Oh, man.
So now Haven's gonna be like, Dad, they added another planet. You're right. You're right about that Pluto shit.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah. The Oracle told you I would come. Yeah. I wonder what kids are learning now. I'd like to go sit in on some classes. That'd be rad.
Well, I can tell you they're not taught. Kids are not taught anything. Sorry if you're a teacher, but with my experience, I haven't had a lot of kids that know how to do things. They have computers now, and I feel like they're given an assignment. They're given a computer or a tablet, and they're left to their own devices.
Yeah.
Because as a secondary educator, we have to honestly teach kids how to do their homework. And it's just wild. I mean, there's some 4th and 5th graders that don't know how to subtract, but they're doing division. Like, they don't know how to multiply, but they're doing division.
That's neat. Yeah.
And it's just, it's difficult. Some are into, like, multiplying fractions, but they don't know how to add decimals together. Like, you can't give them $3.52, add $9.80.
Yeah.
It blows their minds. They're like, I don't know how to do that. Like, you're multiplying fractions, but you don't know how to add money.
Right.
Just make sure the decimals line up, then add.
Both of my sons are strong in math.
Which is good.
Yeah, and they enjoy math.
I did up until, like,
so that's cool.
high school.
I was always fine at
I think
math.
it was the teachers, though.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember a math teacher that I ever liked. And math to me was I used it as a fuck off class.
Same.
But I was actually pretty decent at math, and I had no problem learning it. So that was a plus, you know. I would fuck off on the homework, nail the test, and end up with a C+. So cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just more interested in entertaining those around me.
Same. I was always in the back of the class.
Yeah, I was like
Not by choice. I got moved there.
flopping my nuts on the desk.
Same.
Wow. Spitwad collection on a window. Me and Jeremy, the dude that was here when he got here. Me and that dude in health class, we sat towards the back right next to each other, and teacher's window was there, but he always had his blind closed. We would see how many spitballs we could get on that fucking window, like, before class was over. And we thought we were being cute and kept getting away with it, like, for 2 weeks, like, just constantly. We had health class, I think, 2 or 3 times a week, and we were filling this window up with spitwads. We thought he didn't know who was doing it because he never busted us out. Like, he just let us keep doing it. Apparently, he knew all along, and finally, at the end of the week, he goes, so, You don't expect me to clean that window up, do you guys? And we were like, oh, that window? He's like, yeah, that's been you guys all week filling it with spit wads. Oh, yeah? Yeah, we can go clean it up, sure. His name was Mr. Ott. We called him Ott's Tots. Big balls. He wore short shorts.
Did you get some nut cleavage?
Oh, you got nut cleavage. You got nuts hanging out. This is a no joke thing. Someone in my brother's grade, his class got Mr. Ott banned from wearing shorts. Because apparently this has been a over the decades kind of complaint. My parents knew about Ott's Tots. Okay? Yeah. So finally this was the last straw. And they told him, yeah, hey, pants from now on. Even when it's hot. Pants. Okay. Your testicles are large. They hang out of your shorts. If you knew how to wear lengthy shorts, it wouldn't have been a problem, you know. If he would have just worn shorts that came down to his knee.
Not even past.
Possibly
just
an inch past. No. But no, yeah, like he preferred them as if he...
Mid-thigh?
No, I would not say mid-thigh.
Quarter thigh?
Yeah. I would say quarter thigh.
thigh.
Yeah. It was just disturbing. Maybe I'm not remembering it wrong. It's probably more like mid-thigh, but when he would sit down...
Oh, yeah, they're quarter thigh when you sit down.
Yeah.
They hang mid-thigh.
Yeah. So, yeah. They were mid-thigh, quarter thigh when sat. Yes.
So, I had a spitball thing in one of my math classes, too, actually.
Nice.
We, I'm not going to say... I'm not going to say the teacher's
Bridget
name.
just got home.
But, we would try to get as many on the wall, okay? But then it got to...
My shop
trying
boat!
to get... it's awesome. Trying to get the biggest one on the wall. So, I'm shoving, like, papers in my mouth. And when he would turn his back, we'd throw them on the wall behind him. Well, the wall was just, like, plyboard, but nothing behind it. So you'd have steel beams, and they were just slapped up there. Oh, man. And you could hear it, too, when we threw them up there. And I remember this one. It was, like, 3 or 4 pieces of paper that I had just been working on for, like, an hour, because we had an hour and a half classes.
Yeah.
And I took it out, and it was just dripping, and I chucked it up there. And, like, it echoed in the room. It wasn't, like, super loud, but I thought for sure he was going to turn around. And he never said anything to any of us, and I'm pretty sure we always got away with throwing these huge spit wads on the wall. But they would always get cleaned up every month.
Nice.
And I felt kind of bad for the janitor, because I liked the janitors. Like, they were cool.
He's an okay guy.
But, yeah. So it's very interesting that we both had spit wads and spit balls in math classes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Mine was health, but yes.
Oh, I thought it was math. Well, we were talking about math, so
Yeah.
I thought it was.
But still, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that did spit wads. I mean, that's why it's a thing.
Oh, it was.
It's just disgusting and it's fun.
It was, but yeah, it was great. We got so much excitement out of that. Fucking tickled me to death. But well,
we've talked about a lot of shit.
we have. We've
And there's still more shit to talk about.
There's
So I guess
so
we'll have
much
to
shit.
meet up next week.
yeah. Hey, anytime. Yeah.
Next Thursday is not good for me.
No.
So we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right.
Thanks for listening.
somuchshitpodcast@gmail.com.
For any comments or complaints, except I don't want to hear complaints,
I do.
or suggestions.
Fuck suggestions. Give me complaints. Because
No
if you
dick pics
complain, I'll
anymore?
give you a suggestion.
No dick pics anymore.
Yeah, no more dick pics, please. Or taint. All right, thank you.
See ya.
Jabronis.
Yes.
It's mine this week.
We got so much shit to talk about. We got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk about.